this video I'm going to show you how I've been using an amp modelling pedal. This is a Mooer GE200 along with my Fender tube amp to record in stereo at home. Okay, first a little bit about this pedal. This is an amp modelling and multi-effects pedal. On the more budget end of the spectrum when it comes to these kind of units. Cost me about 230 quid, so nowhere near the cost of a Line 6 Helix or a Kemper or anything like that. But I just bought it for online teaching. So in spring 2020 I'm starting to move all of my guitar teaching online onto Zoom for obvious reasons, and this has been really good for that reason. It allows me just to plug direct in and then goes into my interface and then onto the computer and then onto Zoom, which means that the student is hearing a nice kind of realistic amp tone along with any of these effects that I might need to use. It's got a built-in looper as well, so I can demonstrate things using that. And just in general, nice not to be blasting my neighbours with an amp all day on Zoom. So glad I bought it in that way. But I've also been experimenting with using it for recording. So you can use it direct for recording just in the same way. But what I've been really enjoying is using it along with my Fender Blues Junior amp to record in stereo. So you get slightly different tones from both. So I'm going to show you how I do that, and this would work not just with this pedal but any of those other modelling type pedals on the market. There's loads of kind of things like this out there at the moment, so provided you've got two outputs then you're good to go. Okay, first of all let's take a look at the pedal and get it set up. So we've got two jack outputs here, one of which is going to my amp, the other one is going straight to my audio interface, straight into the computer. I've loaded up one of my presets that I use. This is a Fender Bassman 59 model. So take a wee look at the settings here. US bass. You can set all this stuff, the gain, the bass, the middle, the treble, the presence, and the master. Cabinet, corresponding cabinet. You can choose the tubes, the mic, the position of the microphone, and the distance of the microphone from the speaker. So that's all cool. That's the settings that I've chosen. I've got a noise gate on there, just a good thing to have on, and then a little bit of room reverb. So nothing much. I've chosen that. The whole settings kind of should sound similar to my Fender amp and hopefully complement it in a nice way. So that's all cool. The next thing we need to do is turn off the cabinet simulation that's going to my amp, because I don't want to hear a simulation of a different cabinet on my amp. I want to be able to hear my own sound of my own speaker. So what we do here is go into System, toggle along, cab sim through, and we have the option to turn it on or off for the left or the right output. So this is the one that's going to my amp. It looks like it's on the right, but it's the opposite way. If you check on the back, that's the left output. So we'll go up here, turn it to through, so that's no longer putting a cabinet simulation on that signal. We're just getting the amp, the noise gate and the reverb and not the cab. Whereas this one that's going to the audio interface is getting the amp, the cab, the noise gate and the reverb. So that's good, that's all set. Next thing is I've got my Fender Blues Junior amp here. I've hooked up my microphone. This is just a Behringer condenser microphone, but I like the sound of it on this amp, so I've hooked that up, and then the microphone's going straight to the other channel of my audio interface. Okay, so I've got my guitar plugged into my Mooer GE200 pedal. I've got one output from that going into my amp. The amp is mic'd up and the mic is going into channel 1 of my audio interface. And then another output from the pedal is going straight into channel 2 of the audio interface. So I've set up Pro Tools. That's the DAW that I like to use, but you can do this with Logic or Reaper or GarageBand even, so whatever you use is cool. Let's have a little play and see how these individual signals sound, and then we can start to blend them together and see if we're getting anything that works. take a look at how that sounds. So first of all, I'm going to solo just the mic on the amp. And then I'm going to solo the direct signal, see how different that is. So they're quite different sound. The direct signal is quite a bit more bassy and mellow. The mic's got a bit more sparkle with it. Let's listen to them together. Mic on its own again. Together. Direct on its own. So I think together they sound just a bit more full, they're covering more frequencies. Let's see if we could pan a little bit as well. Makes sense if we're getting stereo now, so we're going to pan this not too much, but maybe 20, 26 I've got there. Let's do that. See how that sounds. That sounds great. I love the stereo effect, just slightly different things coming out of each speaker. It just really thickens the sound out, it's lovely. Okay, on Pro Tools as well I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to put these into a bus track so that I can process them together in the same way. So I'm going to create a new stereo aux input track, and then I'm going to make the input for that aux input bus 1 and 2, and then we're going to send these two tracks, the mic and the direct, instead of going to the main output, they're going to go into the bus track first. There we go. So that means these two are now going into this track before they then go to the main master track, which means I can change the volume of both, just dragging it up and down. Change the blend if I want to, and then just and all I'm going to do is just add a little bit of reverb. Okay, so I've added reverb plugin into that bus track. I'm going to take it down. I'm not going to want very much. There's a bit of reverb anyway, as we know, so just a little bit to give it some nice atmosphere. really sweet sounding stereo, 2 different amps. We've got the mic going through slightly more on the left speaker. We've got the direct signal going slightly more through on the right speaker. A little bit of reverb on both, and I'm really happy with that tone. I think that sounds lovely, better than either of those things individually. Really thickens up the sound having both of those sources, so try it out and see what you think. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up if you have. I really like this recording technique. I think you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get that real mic'd amp, but then you've got all of the flexibility and the different tonal options that you get within these modelling pedals. So if you've got this kind of equipment and you've never tried this recording technique, then give it a go and let me know how you get on. I'll put a link in the description to a couple of other videos where I've used this technique, so you can hear a couple of other examples of sort of stereo tones I've been getting. Subscribe if you don't already. Lots of exciting videos coming soon, and thanks for watching.